Hey guys, before anything, feel free to screenshot this. This is what we're gonna practice on for today. Hey guys, my name's Kooleen. I make art tutorials. Subscribe. So for our first hairstyle, we're going to draw the most generic hairstyle ever. So we're gonna start by drawing this like banana shape, and then another curve like this, and it sort of hugs the shape of the head like that, and then another one which is kind of symmetrical to this shape. So as you can see, it kind of looks like crap right now, but we're going to fix that. So I'm gonna lower this layer's opacity like this. By the way, I drew this on a completely different layer than this head layer right here. So I'm gonna make another layer, and then I'm gonna draw hair based on this guideline. So as you guys can notice, these curves right here, they all converge at this point right here. Our hair strands are going to come from that point. So basically it's gonna be like this. And then starting from this point again, I'm gonna draw another hair strand. And then I'm just going to repeat what I just did. So basically I'm just doing like these curves like this, and it gets way curvier as it gets closer to like this part, or basically like as it gets closer to the face. So of course anime hair isn't anime hair without a bunch of like these little like deviations. These strands are like going off in opposite directions. Okay, so we're going to do the same for this side right here and also this side. So you're probably getting an idea as to how this actually works. So we're just going to draw like a bunch of curves that follow that line. Okay, so you may ask yourself, oh no, the hair is going this way. What about this part? How am I going to cover this part? Just remember what I told you a while ago. The closer the hair gets to like the face, it's kind of curving towards the face like this. I'm also gonna add like a hair in an opposite direction like that. So this is what it looks like so far without all the guidelines. As you guys know, the hair strands converge in this point. What we're gonna do is we're going to make these lines a bit thicker as it goes closer, because like it makes your lines look a lot more dynamic. We're basically just going to thicken this point right here, the intersection. Okay, so as you guys may notice, I may have made these hair strands a bit more complex, but if you were to group them all together, you can see the general shape that it follows. So this is the purpose of these lines that I just did a while ago. So now let's just continue with the rest of the hairstyle. I could also put some stray hair like this. So yeah, I'm just following along the direction of the shape that I made. Also at the ends, you could also like make these little orange slices. As it gets towards this part, it kind of gets a bit shorter and smaller. Okay, so this is what it looks like without all the guidelines, so let's move on to the next hairstyle. So this time we're going to draw a spiky haired anime boy. Okay, so this is gonna be a lot more different compared to the generic anime hairstyle. It's gonna be kind of spiky like this. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw his bangs. So it's gonna be a single layer of hair, so we're going to draw like a curve like that, and then we're gonna draw a line like this. Okay, so imagine that the shape of our hair is gonna be like this. So we're gonna make a couple of curves like this in order to complete that line. So it can go in separate directions just as long as it maintains that shape. As for this part, we're just going to make like a couple of lines like this. Okay, so now let's draw the rest of the hair. So unlike before, we're actually gonna draw the hair in layers. So we're gonna start with this line right here, and then we're going to go ahead and make these spikes like that. Basically, we're just going to vary the size and shape of the spikes. If you want, you can draw a couple of triangles like this, and you can use them as a guide. So watch me use these triangles as guides. Okay, so this is what it looks like without all the triangles. I'm just going to make this a bit less complicated. You can sort of see that all the hair seems to be coming from this point. So we're going to make these lines a bit thicker. We're also going to trace like this hairline right here. But this time we're just going to draw like little strands like that. we're just going to like make these little strands. It kind of shows that it's a bit longer and there aren't any spikes in this area. So this is what it looks like so far. Okay, so let's bring back the triangles again. For this part, it's kind of like a triangle like this. So just a quick tip, if you want to draw the triangles, it has to be coming from this point right here. So the first triangle is going to be like this, and the second triangle is going to be like this, and then so on. And then you may want to add like a straight strand of hair like this. Okay, so this is our first layer of the hair. Now for our second layer. So for our second layer, we're going to make the hair strands a bit larger. It's basically going to be like a bigger bunch of triangles like that. Okay, so let's start right here. So basically this is like the shape of the head, right? We're going to start our spikes like a little bit above the head. So basically the overall direction of the hair is like a bit going this way. Okay, so since the hair is going this way, it would make sense that the largest like groups of hair would be in here. Meanwhile, this part has very small groups of hair. I'm gonna add like a bunch of like these intersections. I'm gonna thicken it a bit. Okay, so we're kind of done, I think. So let's proceed to the next hairstyle. Okay, so for our next hairstyle, we're going to draw like the Levi hairstyle. So Levi's hair is kind of like a McDonald's. So it's like an M shape like this, except this part is a lot higher. So basically we're just going to draw a line like this. So like all his hair is not going to exceed this part. And again, we're going to make another McDonald's sign like this. Okay, so now we have this distorted McDonald's logo. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to draw a line like this. This line right here, this is the side part that he has. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a curve like that. It's just gonna follow along this shape right here. And then we're going to draw this part. So we're just going to follow along this line as well. It's better to just draw this in one go, even though you have to like press Ctrl Z a couple times. It's way smoother if it's like this. I'm gonna make like a little spike like this. And then again, we're going to like make a spike. This is supposed to be right here in this part of the hairline, not right here. So I'm just gonna move it just a little bit like this. We're going to like make these strands like this along his hairline. So basically we're just going to make like a couple curves like this, except this part is supposed to be like just a simple curve like that, and we're just going to simplify it. So if we drew it like this, like there isn't much detail in this part. If we drew it like that, it's gonna show that like they're all bunched up together. So we're basically just simplifying it. So basically all that's left to do is to add like these spikes right here. So make sure to vary the ends. Like we wouldn't want all of them to end at this point so that it's a lot more interesting. So as for this part, I'm just going to draw a couple of spikes again. So we're basically just going to vary the size and the direction of the spikes. It still follows this line right here. Finally, we're going to trace the side of this. And I'm just going to like use a bucket tool. Okay, so these are all the hairstyles in this video, so I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please give it a like. So I'm gonna make a girl version soon, so if you're gonna wait for that, please do comment it below, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay cool!